Hello, everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Peacemaker from the Suicide Squad. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Here we go, big boy Peacemaker. Yeah, that's all I can say. So, I've seen the movie. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm just gonna say it was great. It was awesome. It was fun. Let me give you my 2 cents of how I feel about the movies and DC and all that stuff, and I hope they take this into consideration. But it's a two-pronged fork, right? So I think it's great. It's great new direction instead of the dark that Zack Snyder was always taking everything in, you know. I get it, Zack, but, you know, dial it back a little bit, you know, not so dark, not so heavy. But, and I'm not complaining, like I said, it's great, a great new direction. The problem is, where are you going to go now, you know? I mean, like, I don't see, as silly as some of these characters got, see, how do I say this? I don't see how they're going to take on serious superheroes like Batman or, you know, anybody in the DC universe right now is just so super serious, you know? There's no silliness. There's no, maybe the Flash a little bit. So maybe there's hope in that way, but I don't see it. And that's why I'm wondering, like, where are they going to go with this style of movie? And maybe they're not, you know, maybe that this is a one-off and they're going to do other things, you know. Now, no spoilers, let's not talk about anything that might ruin it for anybody else, but you know what I'm trying to say, that if they're going to go in a direction with this style, how are they going to pull that off? That's what I'm wondering. Seems like I should be lower. But I thought it was great. Like I said, it was a change of pace of the dark movies that they've been doing. This sketch just doesn't seem to be working for me. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What am I doing wrong? I'm kind of leaning back. Saying, okay, it's got to bend like this. And I've got him kind of... needs to be up here more, right? But no, because I got him looking at you, so the head is turning. So anyway, yeah, I thought it was great. I loved it, and you know, hope they take not a silly approach, but hope they take a little bit more freedom with their movies, you know. And yeah, I know Birds of Prey had its silly moments, you know, with the whole sandwich and all that stuff, sure, you know, but just not as much as this movie. And so that's why it just feels like, and I guess looking at it that way too, let's take Harley Quinn. Like, she's a little sillier. How are you going to bring that world, that Harley Quinn-ish world, into a Dark Knight, you know, super dark movie? And I guess the first response is, well, Marvel did it. Yeah, but their movies aren't as dark, you know. Sure, there's some dark moments, but not like, oof. I mean, I'm talking about Justice League and all those movies. How it's just nobody's, you know, everybody's so serious. Nobody's making any jokes, and not that you have to. I get it. You don't have to make jokes as a superhero, you know. Not everything's a joke, but, and that's what I'm saying from the beginning. That this is a two-pronged sword. So, or where I'm going with this is, so what do you do about Deadpool, right? He's almost too silly. so same thing. It's like, you know, he's got his own thing, but how do you bring such a silly character into a not so serious Marvel, but not as silly Marvel, you know? It's like, is he going to be constantly looking at the camera and making his little cutesy remarks? Stuff like that? It's like, how do you do it? What are you going to do? So I guess that's the challenge in front of them. You know, they've got to figure that out for where they're going to go with it. But as far as this goes, I think it was great. I loved it, and I want to see more of it. But I was talking to my friend about it, though, that it seemed fitting because there was no way that they can fit Starro the Conqueror into a super serious world, right? Like again, Batman, even Wonder Woman's pretty serious. You know, it's not such a silly world. And so that's kind of what I mean. It's like, how do you fit that in and make it look natural? Sorry, I'm trying to... Oh, come on. I'm trying to find his axe. I want to draw his axe and not his gun. Almost want to. I got it at a different angle. Sorry, camera's gonna shake for a second. I've got it at a different angle, almost like this. Yeah, like that. That's what I want. With that, good. Let's draw his helmet real fast. Find a good picture. All right. Well, the top half, I guess, right? Because we got to draw his little chest piece. Ooh, let me erase some of this too, because I had his head shaped a different way, and now he's facing me. Trying to do first is capture the shape of the head, right? Because ultimately it's got to look like it fits on someone's head, or, you know, John Cena's head. Because I don't want to just draw a mask and realize, like, oh wait a minute, that doesn't look like it would fit. Like, how's that someone going to wear that, you know? The next trick is going to be, how do you do chrome? I'm gonna do it in color, but I've got to ink something in, right? I gotta give it a shape. It's like, how do you do that in 30 minutes? Because there's the other trick. Like the eagle, all that stuff. It's like, it's awesome. That's the problem, is I don't want to mess it up. See, he's got a very defined lip. Okay, I think I'm good with that. I think that's a good sketch that I can move on to the Sharpie portion. Because what I like to do is get my sketch down, just throw lines down, and then as I get more confident, I start pressing harder. So when I lightly erase like this, the sketch lines disappear very easily, and the confidence lines take a little bit more pressure, but I'm not applying enough to erase those. So we're getting rid of our sketchiness, we're keeping our confidence, and that's what we're going to go with. So get rid of your sketchiness, keep your confidence, you'll do wonderful things in life. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. I can see where I'm going to go, but it's not going to show up when I use my Sharpie, so I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but depends a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of my sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more DC characters, check out that playlist right there, or just check out playlists in general. Do a search. See what you're looking for has already been done, because I do so many drawings, I may have already done what you're looking for. If not, give me a shout, and I'll see what I can do about filling requests. Let's just jump right in with his eyes. I'm going to draw his lids like this. I'm trying to get him looking right at you. Or level, basically. I want to make sure I don't draw them like this. Looks good to me, so now I'm just going to draw the retina, the color part of the eye. Ooh, I went big. Didn't mean to go that big. So I'm going to do the pupil like that. When I come back for the bottom of the eye, I just kind of do this. I kind of go towards the center, because if I draw it, it'll bleed, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep it very, very subtle. I'll let color take care of that. So for his eyes, or the eyelet, right, the hole that he can see out, I'm going to do this. But it's more pointed towards the edge right there is what I'm trying to go for. Something like that. And I'm going to draw just a little bit of an eyebrow. I kind of hit it like that. Almost like you can see him very angry, stern eyes like that. I like it. Good, good, good. So, for his mask, let's just come down from the points to the bridge of the nose. Same thing here. Now, I'm starting to thicken up some of my lines, because when I switch over to this Sharpie right there, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match where it's going to go and get ready for how it's going to look. You don't have to do that if you're working with pencil or whatever you want to do. I'm just letting you know why I draw, how I draw. Okay, and I'm drawing the edges of his mask here, and I'll come back to finish that up, but I wanted to give myself start-stop points. So in other words, when I draw the rest of his face, know how far up I can go. For his nose, I'm going to draw his nostrils like this. And we'll go ahead and do the underside too. He's got a very defined nose. But also, I'm working so small, kind of like what I was talking about with the eyes. I'm working so small, it'll start to bleed if I add too many lines, so I have to be careful. Okay, for his pouty little stern mouth, gonna do like that. Now he has very defined lips. I'm gonna see if I can draw them. And that's what I was afraid of, that sometimes, like I said, it's so small that it comes out blurred or blended or bled. So see, it looks like just black, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Here's the bottom of his lip. And let's draw his chin. Got a very strong jawline. I'm gonna work my way back up. You see, that gave me the edge of where I can draw to, which is why I like to add start-stop points. Yeah, but that'll give me, a good place to know that I'm not going too far, That's not too bad. Not too bad. He does have some very defined features, but I'm gonna stop right there. I think that's good. Now for his helmet, it's a lot of chrome and stuff like that, so I'm gonna be very subtle about this. I'm gonna draw the edge. Let's see. I guess I could go ahead and just do the whole edge of the helmet. Alright, so I'm going to draw the edge and then the outer edge and then a little bit of that, because it's chrome. It's very chrome, and though I should be doing it with some really cool chrome features with the Sharpie, I'm just going to kind of do a few highlights because we don't have time within a 30-minute video for me to show you chrome techniques. Maybe that'll be a future video. But I'm trying to keep it subtle so I can do some cool chrome stuff later on. Because the problem is, I said this before, Sharpies are loud. They never whisper. They scream at you, you know? You can never be subtle with a Sharpie. You can, don't get me wrong, and that's what I mean by there are subtle techniques you can use inking to make it look awesome in chrome, but we don't have time right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And again, maybe in the future I'll do a real, for real, legit inking technique, showing you some black and white inking techniques. But for now, you're probably working with a pencil anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to show you the shapes, you know? Because that's the other thing, is like I don't want to sit here and show you all these inking techniques of black and white and how to do this, and cross hatching and that stuff, and you're working with pencil when you're not even concerned with that, you know? So I might do that for a future video. Now his helmet does have kind of a cool shape to it. That's what I'm trying to capture, how it's kind of almost like flat on top and then comes around. So I think that's good enough. I like that. I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie now and move on to his body. So his shirt is kind of in the way, so let me do this to define the edges of his collar, and then I can draw his neck. It's a big old fat neck. I guess you can see a little bit of his ear. Let's do like that. Maybe it's a little too fat. Let me close this off. And then I can draw his shoulders. Big old big man shoulders. And it looks like there is like a little indentation on there. Now we're pretty much just drawing a skin tight shirt. Muscular body is what we're drawing. So I'm going to draw his shoulder. A little bit of the shirt right there. Big old arms coming down. Let's do the other side too, so we can kind of capture that. There's the shirt. Big old muscle into his forearms, into his gigantic monster forearms. And let's go ahead and just do the whole hand since we're here. Glove. I'll add a little bit of detail in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and just draw what I see. So I've already sketched it all down this way. Alright, so yeah, a little detail. Now again, there's only so much I'm seeing anyway, so not too worried about specific detail. And muscles, it's hard to do. This is what I was talking about with the same thing with the chrome. Hard to do muscles with Sharpie unless you got time. We don't. I'm trying to go through fast so you can get this done within, roughly 30 minutes. Okay, shirt, I do want to do a few lines like that. So let me do this too. Like that. All right. Here we go. Awesome. Okay, and so let's see, I've got him hunched over just a little bit. So I'm going to draw his back into his belt. Oh, and he's got stuff there too, so I got to be careful where I go. Here, let's draw his shoulder coming down to his bicep, and his chest is in front of the shoulder, so let me draw that now. His big old pec chest. But you can't really see as much over here, so I'm just going to do that, then I'll add some detail in a second. And his ribs down to his stomach. And let's see, for his, we'll do that with a small Sharpie. Let me add his, I don't want to say chest piece because it's more of like a decoration, right? But I wanted to do it with the smaller Sharpie because I want to keep it subtle. That. If anybody's wondering what this is under my hand, it's a piece of felt. I just had a piece of material lying around, and one day my hands were sweating, and it was over off to the side. I just grabbed it real fast and I started using it. So it's nothing special, nothing magic, nothing like, ooh, this works best. I just had it lying around, and I've been using it ever since. So I don't recommend it. I'm not saying go grab one of these, but it seems to be working. It's weird. I mean, it works for me. It's not like it absorbs the sweat or anything like that. It just it works for me trying to keep my hand from smearing the paper. All right, there we go. So I can draw more of his pec like I was talking about here. And then, yeah, that's good, that's good. I don't want to go too crazy. That. Okay. All right, the reason I wanted to do that, though, is because his body's in front of his arm. So when I come over here and I draw his bicep down to the crook of his arm, right, that, the back of it is going to start back behind here. So that's why I wanted to establish, just like I did with the helmet, the start-stop points. So I know how far I can go and where I can stop. That simple. That's all it was. That's all I was doing. But it helps to, plan. Know what you're going to do. Right now, I've got him holding his axe, and his hand's kind of like this, extended out. So I'm going to draw his thumb like this. Back of the axe, the front of the axe, and it just shifted. Like I had it over here more, but I just realized as I was drawing that, oh, it should go down this way. Now, the reason I did the back of the axe was because I want the fingers wrapped around, right? Now, because of the way he's turning like this, see how these things are no longer around, they're kind of like going out. That's kind of what we're doing. So that's the idea. All right, and then the rest of the axe, something like this. Let's see. For some reason, I just was drawn to the axe more than the sword or gun. And that's why I drew it. All right, let me add a few details real fast. I don't even know if I have details now that I think about it. Sorry, I'm trying to look through the pictures real fast. Okay. Don't have many details, so I'll just do this. Something like that. Keep it simple, you know? But for the glove and all that stuff, I'll add a little bit of detail. Just to, you know, show that the fingers are bent, and so is his, what do you call it, his muscles here. So is his muscles. See, I can't speak. All right, I like that. Okay, so now it's gonna be pretty simple. We're just drawing pants and a few little things here. So on his belt, he's got clips for his gun, right? Clips are the little things that hold the bullets. Let's see, for a belt, we're just gonna do, oh, sorry, for a buckle, something like this. And bring it in. Pretty smooth all the way across. Nothing crazy. Now there's something else over here. I don't know what it is. I can't see it. I can just tell it's there. And it looks like some kind of long cylindrical something. So I don't know if it's mace. I don't know if it's a bomb. I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to add that on like that. Okay. There's not a lot I can do detail-wise because, like I said, it's very, very smooth, his belt. Very simple. So I'll just kind of add a few little details like that. Maybe bend his shirt a little bit. There we go. All right, okay, so again, now just pants and boots, that's it. So I'm gonna bend his leg this way, down to his knee. I'm gonna give this one down. Down to, I guess where his pants are tucked in. Yeah, into his boots. Tuck it in right about there. Bring him back up to his knee. Leg up to his crotch, like that. The back of his leg's coming down this way. Again, we're going to tuck it into his boots. Something like that. And let's draw some crease lines and things like that to kind of show the material being bent. Okay, so there's my planned bend lines, something like that. Again, just adding some crease lines to show that the material is being stretched. Nothing too crazy. Let's see, let's do some around his pants. And these bends. I like to also do it where it's pushed into the boot, just because the material is being bunched together, you know? Because usually your pants don't fit to go perfectly in there, so that's why I like to add like little wrinkles just to show in that it's really pushed in for the boots, you know? Okay, no laces, just straps across, so I'm gonna come in here to do a boot, something like this. And we'll just add a place for lace, kind of do something like that. Following the shape. So I can just add little highlights. Ooh, I wish I could turn my paper right now. I can't bend like that, so I just want to add what I can with my arm bent, you know? I'll add the detail in a second. Let me go ahead and do this one too. So I'm going to come down here because we're doing the front view basically. Something like that. And let's go ahead and do it with the big Sharpie because I want them nice and fat. And that way I can do it on the other side too. Okay, and this one I'll just do straight across. And this one's going to be a little thinner because of the way, see how they're bending and pointing up like that? Because of the position that you see them, like that. Let me add some detail and we'll be done. I'll go ahead and add like a little edge where a lace would be, you know, that kind of thing. Which you can't see. Well, I guess you can see one side over there, so I can do that. Okay, so that means I'll go ahead and do like that. And there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Peacemaker from Suicide Squad.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.